If your Christian experience does not translate to a context that makes unbelievers and the territory around you to acknowledge that there is value, are we together? One of my discussions that I'll be having the lecture in is on the role of faith in contemporary Africa. Are we together now? Does faith still hold relevance in civilization, or we should throw it away? You know why people are asking those questions? Because if there are many churches, many of us men and women of God, but the society cannot, it is not reflected in the society, the value of being a Christian. Are we together now? The society, the government and the principles and the policies that are put together, they may not necessarily be spiritual, but that in the presence of believers and Christians, the God life must translate into productivity and into advancement. I am a firm believer in territorial transformation as proof that you have encountered God. These are they that turn the world upside down. Not from a fanatical standpoint, are we together? Not from an extremist standpoint, but that you import the value system of the kingdom and you use it to provide policies that enhance men. That's right. The kingdom, the spirit of revelation helps you to birth thoughts, to birth ideas that translate into productivity and translates into advancement. Captains of industry should rise from the Christian fold. Are we together? World changers who love Jesus haven't understood thoroughly the plan of salvation, and that you've partaken of it by making Jesus Lord of your life. Now you are able to take advantage of the resources of intelligence and creativity by the Spirit to bet solutions that transform people, that whether people are Christians or non-Christians, they can come to you and they can see the excellency of your spirituality speaking to the growth of society. This is what Jesus left. The kind of Christianity we are doing in this nation and in Africa, I tell you the truth, we will keep flattering ourselves for a long time until the world tells us you are becoming a nuisance, because our fanaticism is not translating to societal transformation. And you cannot speak to people in power until you can import the reality of the God life. When it changes policies, when it stops crime, are we together? When it helps to bring it and stops all kinds of gender inequality for want of word and all of these things. If because you are a Christian you treat your wife well, if because you are a Christian you train the people in your school and the students in your school, that's Christian school, they pass all their WAEC, they are excellent, they are well behaved, you see, you now have the credence to formulate a policy in honor to your faith that government can use, because you have results to show. This is how nations are transformed. Nations are not transformed through blind fanaticism. The reason is because fanaticism is enhanced by small-mindedness. Once your mind is small and you are not global in your horizon, you will believe you are making progress. But there are powers that only understand God as profit to society. Did you hear what I said? You must translate yourself, that they can say because a church was planted here, the crime rate in this area just went down. And you can literally use statistics to confirm that from the time this church was planted, on account of the spiritual value that is being communicated from that man of God, that woman of God, that priest, that apostle, that prophet, it has translated to a decline in prostitution. It has translated to a decline in irresponsibility. Men are now taking their place. Families are mended. Are we together? People are getting jobs. All kinds of crime is reducing. Nations and governments will call you and say, we are not interested necessarily in the God you serve, but we want to know what policy runs your organization that produces the kind of profit. Now you have the audacity to say my policies are derived from my convictions, and they will still listen to you because the results are there to show.